Welcome to our video on the history of the name Cacique. From its origins in the Lacono homelands of Guyana to its journey through the islands of the Caribbean, we explore the significance of this term in both historical and modern trade contexts. The word cacique originates from the Taíno cacique, meaning chief or hereditary ruler. These were not mere village headmen, but powerful leaders who governed land, labor, and sacred objects. Over 5 centuries, it became a global term for authority. When Columbus arrived in 1492, the Taíno language was among the first recorded. Words like hurricane, canoe, and hammock entered the global vocabulary from the Taíno, forever shaping our language around sea, weather, and trade. At its height between 1200 and 1492, the Taíno civilization was a sophisticated society. It featured organized chiefdoms, planned towns with central plazas, and highly productive agricultural systems that sustained large populations. The Taíno people traced their roots to the Lacono of the South American mainland. Beginning around 500 BC, they embarked on a 2,000-year maritime migration, island by island, eventually settling the Caribbean as we know it today. This map illustrates that expansive migration. Over 2 millennia, these seafaring ancestors traveled from the Orinoco Basin through the Lesser Antilles, reaching as far as the Bahamas, leaving behind rock drawings that endure as a testament to their journey. Taíno society was deeply structured and hereditary. It functioned with a clear hierarchy. The Naborias, or workers, the Taínos, or nobles, and the Bohiques, who were priests and healers, all stood under the leadership of the cacique. A cacique's duties resembled modern executive leadership. They controlled resource distribution, directed community labor, administered justice, negotiated alliances, and led vital ceremonies to guide the chiefdom's future. Succession was institutionalized through a matrilineal line. Women held significant constitutional power and often ruled as caciques. This ensured continuity for the chiefdom, turning leadership into a stable, long-term process rather than a crisis. Symbols of command were central to the office. From the ceremonial duho seat and the cane house to the gold guanin pendant, these artifacts established authority and were essential to the life of a great ruler. In 1492, Hispaniola was organized into 5 paramount chiefdoms: Marién, Magua, Maguana, Xaragua, and Higi. This federated system allowed for an efficient island-wide economy under the guidance of these powerful caciques. The Taíno were master mariners. Their kanoa canoes, carved from single massive trees, could carry dozens of people across open water routes. The cacique acted as the fleet commander, scheduling trade voyages that connected the islands. This maritime activity formed the first scheduled sea trade in the Americas. Goods like salt, fish, cotton, and gold moved through established networks, fulfilling the cacique's role as the operator of a regional logistics service. Guacanagarix, the cacique of Marién, was the first to welcome Columbus in 1492. When the Santa Maria ran aground, his people worked tirelessly to save the crew and cargo, leading to the creation of the first European settlement, La Navidad. Caonabo, ruler of Maguana, became known for his fierce resistance. After the destruction of La Navidad, he fought against European occupation until his capture in 1494. He is remembered today as a primary defender of the Americas. Anacaona, known as the Golden Flower, was a brilliant poet and composer of Taíno history. She governed Xaragua through diplomacy, but was executed in 1503 following a massacre. She remains a revered figure of national memory across the island today. Hatui was a leader who saw the destruction of his home and crossed the Windward Passage to warn Cuba. He led early guerrilla resistance before his capture. Today, he is honored as the first rebel of the Americas. Eguibana the Great sealed a pact of peace with Juan Ponce de Leon in 1508. His successor, Eguibana II, later led a great rebellion in 1511. Their names are still carried on the map of Puerto Rico today. Enriquillo is the only cacique who fought the empire and negotiated a peace treaty in 1533. Raised by friars, he led a disciplined guerrilla war from the Bahoruco Mountains for 14 years and remains a national hero. Following the colonial collapse, the Taíno population suffered greatly, especially during the smallpox epidemic of 1518. However, they did not vanish. Descendants carry indigenous maternal DNA, and their influence persists through language and culture. The word cacique traveled globally with the Spanish Empire. From the Philippines to the Andes, it was applied to local leaders. In the Caribbean, however, it remains a proud title for indigenous heritage and leadership. Today, Cacique is a term of honor across many nations. It is found in Guyana's highest awards, on monuments in the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and in town names throughout Cuba and Puerto Rico. Our trade routes today mirror the ancestral paths of the Locono and Taíno. By reclaiming these maritime corridors, we honor the history of those who first navigated these waters. We sail under the name Cacique to maintain a standard of stewardship. A cacique was accountable for resources, vessels, and people. We apply this leadership standard to our modern logistics group today. The Cacique Maritime Logistics Group is a family of companies, not a single corporation. Each is owned directly by its veteran founder, mirroring the independent nature of the historic Cacique Story. Our canoe fleet consists of 4 specialized companies. These handle NVOCC logistics, foreign flag scheduled shipping, U.S. flag Jones Act transport, and vessel ownership, ensuring every voyage is expertly managed. The shoreside companies manage the vital connection to land. This includes ship agency services at Port Everglades, logistics staging, intermodal transport between ship and rail, and customs brokerage services. Support is essential to any fleet. Our provisioners include specialized agriculture through Millie's Farms, global trading through Eldorado Enterprises, and critical IT and security services through our dedicated technology arm. Looking ahead, we are expanding with 3 new companies: a captive insurer, a real estate manager, and a food service concept. This growth ensures the group remains robust and self-sustaining. The name Cacique represents leadership at sea and a commitment to heritage. Our group moves forward with respect for the past, while serving the modern needs of the Caribbean trade route.